Hey, what's going on, Switch leaders? We are back in person, real life. Switchbowl is this week. I know I'm excited to hang out with y'all, eat some hot dogs, but most importantly, lead some students to Jesus. And I know so many of us, we've been expecting, we've been inviting, we've been telling our students to invite. It's such an incredible opportunity and tool for our students to invite their friends that do not know Jesus. And what we have is special. We're gonna have a bunch of fun games, inflatables, all of the fun stuff. We're gonna have a special message that is just for Switchbowl, one-off message from Pastor Allison, which I'm super excited for. And what I'm most excited for is new students to experience this place for the first time. When I say this place, experience you. Because what we want to have on the forefront of our mind as leaders is that every single student is walking in with emotions. They may be feeling nervous or anxious or excited, or they don't have any relationships. They don't know anybody. Their parents made them go because they heard about this really cool place. It is our responsibility to take them from those emotions to being connected to a local church. And how do we do that? Well, there's three things I want you guys to be focusing on this week and as we continue in the semester, as we are anticipating, as we continue to see growth in new students. So the three things to be focusing on is one, relationships. How can we build relationships with students that we maybe didn't have before? I want to give you, and your coaches would say the exact same thing, the freedom during small groups and during lobby time, and to build relationships. So in the lobby, finding yourself meeting new students, asking them what school they go to, what they like to do in their free time, whatever that may be. And then in small groups, I want to let you guys know these students are yours. God has entrusted you with the students that are walking through the doors and then walking into your small group. God has entrusted you to steward the students and the students that show up to your small group. So if for 30 minutes, even on a Wednesday night like this with a bunch of new students, if 30 minutes we have to pour into our students, don't feel the pressure to stick to the message guide. Don't feel the pressure to talk just about the curriculum. What's really important is when a student walks into a new space with new students that they don't know, is to make them feel welcomed, seen, known, and loved. Maybe you guys take time getting to know one another in your small group, what schools you guys go to, what you guys like to do in your free time, creating opportunity for new students to build relationships with you as their leader and also the people that they are experiencing Switch with. So that's relationships, building relationships, and how we do that, making students feel seen, known, and loved from the moment they walk through the door and truly getting to know them. Because there's a saying that people don't care how much you know. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And we get to care for our students really well. Second thing is safety. How can we continue to make Switch the safest place that it can possibly be every single Wednesday night? Making sure that what happens in small groups, the culture in which is here in Switch, the one that we cultivate, culture is what you create and what you allow, right? So we create a space that is loving, caring, and makes students feel seen, but what we allow has to align with what we're creating. So making sure that students are feeling safe, loved, and you have the authority to call students out and call them to a higher standard in which God has placed on their lives for the students in which we know. And then we get to teach new students what it looks like to be a part of Switch every single week, making students feel safe. And then the last, but certainly not least, is follow-up. Making sure that when you have a new student that comes through the doors of your church or in through the circle in your small group, we want to make sure that we're following up with those students. We're getting them plugged in. So whether that's adding them to a group chat and following up with them, or maybe it's collecting their phone number and their parents' phone number and shooting them a text and thanking their parent for allowing them to join us on a Wednesday night. Whatever it looks like, making sure that we are following up with our students, because with everything in the world that's pursuing their attention, whether it be social media, notifications on their phone, text messages from their friends, what better way to pursue our students than to be outside of Wednesday nights? So making sure that we're creating a system and a process in our group, whether it's keeping in your notes or whatever way that you want to do that, is making sure that you are following up with your students, because Jesus would never leave us where we're at, but he consistently pursues us and meets us where we're at. We get to be that for the students that are going to be walking through the doors. I couldn't be more fired up about what God is going to do in and through Switchbowl. If you guys have any questions of what any of those things look like, man, talk to your coach, reach out to myself or Jalen, and we would love to connect with you about how we are continuing to lead our students to become fully devoted followers of Christ. Make sure you wear a jersey. If you don't have one, you can wear your Switch shirt, but we're going to be decking out in our jerseys, and we cannot wait to see you guys this Wednesday night at Huddle at 6:15. Love you guys, and we'll see you guys here in a couple of days. Peace.